It's your birthday. Happy birthday. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. It's a great day. That's what we say. Happy birthday to you. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. It's a great day. That's what we say. Happy birthday to you. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. It's a great day. That's what we say. Happy birthday to you. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. It's a great day. That's what we say. Happy birthday to...
Hello, boys and girls. I am still in the sort of makeshift office. This is not my regular office. Mousy, yes, thank you. That's this particular birthday song was a gem. I found it. Gosh, where did I find it? It was on YouTube's. It's on their music collection as being royalty free. So I was like, whatever. Ronaldo, I'm sorry. Siesta is it's a time-honored tradition, but not today. Not today, friend. Alrighty, so guys, we got breaking news for you. This is going to be a fairly short live stream. As you know, got the festivities going today with the family. The kids have asked to be able to... Oh no. So John, I am older than Tree Fitty. Sadly older than Tree Fitty, but younger than 9,000. So I'm not over 9,000 yet. Is that good or bad? I don't really know. But yeah, the family wants me to go spend some time right there. I'm going to use a little bit of partial transparency on my own person. Jump into the corner here. And let's take a quick look. Get rid of all the comments there. Take a quick look at... actually, you know what I should do? I'm going to pop open my comments right here, guys. So, pop out chat. Throw this into the corner. And you can see all my secrets. It's too late. I've been exposed. All of my live streaming secrets. Nothing super fancy there, but there we go. Now we got comments over in the corner, guys. Thanks so much for the birthday wishes. Really appreciate it. And as you know, I really appreciate you hitting that like button, hitting the subscribe button, clicking the bell icon so you're notified when I go live. And of course, I appreciate the anonymous donations. Crypto is awesome in that way because, you know, real crypto ballers, they don't show off in super chat. I mean, sometimes they do, sure. I guess if you're, what is it, Mr. Beast 6000, you show off in Super Chat, that's cool. But real ballers just do anonymous donations using crypto. So thank you guys so much. Again, huge shout out to Nubasaur. Appreciate the early birthday present earlier on last week. Yes, Sandro, you got the email. You must have gotten the email. And you see it right here. This is from SQRL, the Sales of Squirrels Research. As you know, I was waiting on a BCU1525 just like everybody else. I didn't get an early review sample. I have been offered some cool samples from various hardware entities and companies and developers. But my hardline stance when some of those things have been offered is to say no, not yet. Because I want to see what the production hardware does. Just like you, pre-production hardware doesn't really say much to me. It doesn't tell me what the long-term mining profitability is going to be like. And so, yeah, I want to see when stuff's actually going to ship. So right here, the press release directed from Squirrel's Research. Dear Seth, we recently learned of a delay with Xilinx delivering the BCU1525 FPGA units to us. Anticipated August ship dates have been moved. Okay, should I do this like Morgan Freeman? I'm going to do the rest of this like Morgan Freeman. Watch. This is going to be great. Watch. Morgan Freeman is going to give you the bad news. The delay affects all sales channels, including SQRL, the Mineority Group, and All Mine Inc., FPGA.Land. We've issued a press release with the limited information we have, and we've included the notice we received from Xilinx below for your reference. We apologize for the delay, and while this is entirely out of our control, we're doing everything we can to speed up delivery. We understand this situation is frustrating, and trust us, we're just as frustrated. We'll keep you updated as more information becomes available. Best, the SQRL and Mineority team. Okay, it doesn't make it any less disappointing, guys. Even with... Thank you, Reynaldo. Even with Morgan Freeman giving us the bad news, it's still bad news, right? This is by no one's measure good news. And they did a screenshot there to show us that everybody was copying on it. I don't know what that's all about. But here's the actual press release from SQRL, the company that initially countenanced the big BCU 1525 launch. So kudos to you guys for doing the right thing. As soon as you got the bad news, going public with it. Press release and articles right here. Oh, how sad. This is the first press release, guys. Sorry, SQRL team. Because I know you guys had high hopes for this product launch, and sometimes just stuff happens that is out of your control. But it says, North Canton, Ohio, August 6th. Ouch! Happy birthday to no one. Happy birthday to the ground. They threw the delivery dates on the ground. Xilinx Inc. informed Squirrel's Research Labs, SQRL, that delivery of the BCU1525, a variant of the VCU1525 designed for use in blockchain applications, is delayed due to supply chain constraints. Previously anticipated August delivery dates have been pushed back and may extend into the fourth quarter. Let's think about this, guys. August is Q3, right? Just make sure that I don't have things confused here, because sometimes when I get really excited, I forget which quarter is which. But you know, mining, a day feels like a quarter, and a quarter sometimes feels like a day. So I'll just excuse myself in that way. You know what I'm talking about, right? Profitability can change very quickly. Roderick, how are you, buddy? You kicked the door down. We see you, brother. So Q4. I wonder how far into Q4 that could extend. Let's hope it's not too far, guys, but let's finish reading this really fast so we have the full bad news. Yeah, we're currently expecting to ship these boards in fourth quarter of corporate year 18. I don't know what CY18 is. 2018. This delay affects all sales channels and partners, including SQRL, All Mine Inc., FPGA.Land, and the Mineority Group. While the Xilinx components are readily available, several of the discrete supporting components required to build the BCU 1525 are only available in limited quantities. Due to extremely high demand in the market, Barone continued, we are working upstream in our supply chain to source other components and improve the deliveries as much as possible. SQRL will continue to keep customers updated on delivery dates as it receives status updates from Xilinx. Bummer. Hey, Jesse, the ghost of Seth welcomes you right back. So let me take a look at this, guys. Let me show you a little bit of the magic here. It's really not magic. I've got a terrible backdrop, so I went for partial transparency so you can see more of the screen. That's about all I'm going to say about that. But not all is bad news today, guys. Where a door closes, a window opens. And I've been talking to my community a little bit about some other mining cards that are available today while we wait to sift through some of the bad news. Because, guys, this is bad news all around. I don't think that SQRL wanted this to be the press release they delivered today. I don't think Mineority and FPGA.Land wanted to have to talk about this. Hey, Brandon Ford, thanks for talking about calendar year 18. I've never seen it referred that way, and I've worked in corporate America, so I just got confused by that. Interesting. But, yeah, kind of a bummer there. And, conspiracy theorist, the conspiracy theorist inside of me, Sandro, kind of wants to say possibly the same thing, that maybe Bitmain is buying up some parts strategically to undermine some of the, the potential ground being gained by new upstarts in the space, by new competitors. That would suck. So, that would suck if it is a little bit of corporate sabotage. Stranger things have happened, right? We've seen things like this in the past in other industries. So hopefully that's not what's happened. Even if that is what's happened, let's wish Xilinx a speedy recovery from this supply chain sickness here. But guys, let's talk about other mining specific hardware. If you're not familiar with the P106, P104, P102 and P100 cards from NVIDIA, they're mining specific parts. As you know, I'm very partial to AMD. I'm also, I've been warming up to NVIDIA over the last year, getting into mining, but I've been a long time AMD fan. And I'm talking about like AMD Athlon, early AMD like K6 and K7 fan. For those of you who don't know those part numbers, this is before any of the desktop CPUs went 64-bit. And this for me, system building is something that I've been kind of, as a hobby and been involved in since the late 90s, right? Pentium 2 was the first desktop computer that I could have put together myself at home. Before that, had an Amiga 500, which, basically a closed box, no upgradable parts, the whole like zero insertion force socket. If you've ever heard of that before, now we just take for granted that every socket you build a computer with is a so-called ZIF socket. But back in the day, right, like you had slot style CPUs, like my AMD Athlon. And Captain Awesome, you remember that? Ken McMahon, you remember that? All right, yeah. Yeah, 33 megahertz, 486. And I don't know, I remember hitting that. You remember hitting that 100 megahertz barrier? That was a big deal, guys, back in the day. And so at a certain point, when AMD hit my radar, they still had something of a competitive advantage against Intel. So I've been a fan of AMD's for a long time. It's cool to have competition in the market. And Patrick, see, people who remember, they know Amiga was a force to be reckoned with. In the early to mid 90s, Amiga had some serious hardware, a seriously well-designed hardware software stack. It was a gorgeous operating system, Amiga OS, on gorgeous hardware. And I still miss my A500, my Amiga 500, and my A520 adapter that gave me just a single output, so a single composite output to output my screen to any tube TV, any cathode ray tube TV, or into the input channel on a VCR, and put it onto any kind of a screen. It was so cool, guys. So I miss those days. Reminisce on my birthday. This should give you guys some idea that no, it is not my 21st birthday. But I miss that system. It was a lot of fun. Had built-in audio, built-in graphics system, super cool stuff. Hey, Mohammed, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Crypto Pope, Texas Instruments 4A. Sweet. Yeah, Bam Bam. Again, anybody who knows the Amiga 500, for the price, dang, the bang for the buck. You could do graphics on it. You could play games. This is right when Macintosh was just coming back to the scene, not long after it, right? Just coming back to the scene. Or Apple was debuting the Macintosh line of computers and touting them as like this amazing platform for graphic systems, which, by the way, at that time, they were allowing for clone-based systems, right? So beige boxes running Mac OS, or, certified partners selling Mac OS on their hardware. Crazy times, guys, crazy times. And if Apple did that today, whew, can you imagine the systems we'd get today? Oh, no more trash can Mac Pros. We would have some serious hardware paired with Mac OS today, if that were the case today. I don't know. When they went back to Intel hardware, I thought for sure that we would see that come back. I'm kind of sad that it hasn't, personally, but whatever. So, yeah. So jumping back a little bit, guys, I've been a long time AMD fan. And so when AMD, when they bought ATI, I was like, oh, Hoji Hung, yes. Amiga plus the video toaster. That is exactly what the video toaster was made for. It was made as a co-processing unit to be a solution sold with Amiga. So New Tech, where's my boy Philip? Out at New Tech, guys. Big shout out to Philip over at New Tech. And Kiki Stockhammer, of course. Again, those who remember, they know. So, Mohammed, of course, you can ask any questions you'd like in the comments. If you ask with a super chat, of course, on my birthday, I won't say no to that. But let's jump back over here. But something that has really excited me about AMD is when they acquired ATI. So when they acquired ATI, they bought the GPU business. That was an exciting time. It seemed like maybe they had overextended themselves at the time. Just as a casual observer, it seemed like, I wonder where all this is headed. But it's pretty darn cool to see what they've done by, with their old Fusion roadmap, by putting the GPU cores on the same die as the CPU, and to see kind of how Intel had to respond by creating their own Intel on-chip graphics. Abdul, you're asking me questions about the SQRL miner. I don't know. I don't work for SQRL, and so that's going to be a press release that we all have to wait for from them. As far as any word from my friends at Mineority, no word there either. Guys, mercifully, Christy doesn't burden me with anything that is like ultra top secret. She'll sometimes hint at stuff on our live streams together, but yeah, don't have much better. Don't have much better info for you than that. All right, so yeah, Ken, like you're saying, ATI did have better drivers than the current AMD team, but they also were much more closely involved with the open source community. Now, I wouldn't say anything untoward about AMD. I still think they make phenomenal hardware, and I'm still a huge fan. Truth be told, if I had to like state some official allegiance of mine, I would say I kind of lean more towards AMD than I do towards NVIDIA. But from mining, guys, we've got to be dispassionate. We've got to make business decisions that are based on business intelligence, not based on fanboy gut level instinct, and not based on just our personal affinity for one platform or another. So for me, the business person says, I will take, I'll take a couple dozen of each. Thanks. Will you throw in a baker's dozen, right? Give me a free one for my dozen of each. Hey, Sager, thank you so much for that. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the love in the comments. So, so yeah, I'm a big fan of AMD though. So I love hearing when AMD has good news. And I'm no less excited when NVIDIA has good news. But let's talk about mining specific cards. As you know, Carter BBT, or BBT Carter, he did his recent live stream about the 2500 GPU mine that he's got started. Congrats, guys. I don't think I've gone on record as congratulating the BBT team on successfully deploying their mid-scale mine. That's so cool. That really takes some doing. That's a lot of hard work. Right? If you've ever had to set up more than a couple of machines, good grief. If you even just had to set up your first couple of rigs, you know how much work goes into designing your first couple of rigs. As you scale up, you start to come across efficiencies, right? That you can streamline your building process and you can streamline your deployment process that helps you do better each time. It doesn't make it less work when you deploy 2,500 GPUs into a mine. So, hey, Captain Awesome, you've got the right idea. That's the best way to own products from either of these companies. Own a piece of the company. So, good call out there. If you support either of these platforms, don't just buy their hardware, buy their company, buy their stock. Again, not financial or investing advice, just my own personal color commentary. This is for entertainment and education benefit only. But I think that's a great philosophy there, Captain Awesome. Mohammed, you tagged me and said you have 5 rigs, and every rig holds a 19 GPUs. My question is how to combine all the rigs to make them working as one device, if you know what I mean, please, and thanks. You're asking about how to create a clustered system. Jesse, hey, really appreciate that. Guys, thanks so much for the love. Thanks so much for your continued support. Thanks for hitting the subscribe button and clicking the bell icon so you know when I'm live. Thanks for sharing me on Twitter. Thanks for sharing, especially on our cryptocurrency, the cryptocurrency subreddit. It's just a phenomenal community there as well, and I really appreciate the support that you give me there. That is probably, it represents one of the broadest community bases in the cryptocurrency space. So thanks so much, guys. Really appreciate that. So Sir John gave you a really great tip there, Mohammed. But as far as cluster computing and setting up clusters, that's beyond the scope of what I could talk about in this live stream. And guys, I have to admit some ignorance. I don't necessarily have the depth of experience as an IT professional to set up every size and shape of compute cluster. But what I will say is that there are people that do this sort of thing, right? And do create compute clusters based on multiple main boards and multiple discrete host devices for CPUs and GPUs. And so there's really good info on how to do that. What I'll say about mining with systems like that is that there are hard limits to what Claymore, for example, will recognize. And I believe that Claymore has a hard limit of 24 or 25 GPUs. If somebody knows better, please let me know in the comments. But I think there's a hard limit of 24 or 25 GPUs within Claymore Miner, just as one example. And other mining software may also have hard limits on how many GPUs they recognize. So even if you did have 2 of those 19 GPU systems, if you had them clustered together, the mining software might only recognize 24 or 25 cards. That said, I'm a huge fan of dual GPU systems. You've seen me promote them before, and I would love to see the community adopt these dual GPU systems, dual GPU cards. I think that they're just a phenomenal way to get more hash power in a smaller space. But that said, we don't have many really good financially viable options today. I wish we had better options. And I wish that the cards that I had identified, that I could offer them to the community at a better price. It'd be awesome. But with those cards, I love the ASRock H110 BTC Pro Plus board because it has 13 slots. Now, using the 12 1X slots to populate those with dual GPU cards, bam, you got 24 GPUs that are sensed by Claymore. You've hit what I believe is the limit. If anybody knows better, go ahead and check up on the README or check up the documentation for Claymore. Let me know if I'm off base there. But populating those 12 slots with dual GPU cards, you've maxed out what Claymore can sense anyway, what Claymore can utilize anyway. So that'd be one way to get the most out of a mining host and get the most mileage out of your licensing fees from, say, HiveOS or from Simple Mining OS without trying to game the system, because I really think that they work hard and they absolutely deserve the fees that they charge every month. So that would be one way to make sure that you got plenty of headroom there. And then if the board supports, guys, still let me know in the comments, does the H110, if you've got all 12 of the 1X slots populated, I haven't bothered checking to see how many lanes are available on the remaining 16X physical slot. I don't know how many electrical slots are available if you've populated all of the other slots. So could be that you could put all 12 cards in there and then pop in an acorn nest and throw in 4 acorns on that board. Not sure. Don't know that the chipset actually supports that, but that would be pretty darn cool. Newbie, good to see you in the comment section. Hero Y, you just said that if it's a cluster, it might only recognize one GPU in Claymore. That's very possible, but I can only imagine that the driver support headache would be epic. Absolutely epic. So I think today, in terms of fast and easy deployment, which, guys, let's just cut to the chase. That is what mining is all about. If you don't have a fast and easy deployment plan, then you are robbing yourself of profitability. On the one hand, you have CapEx, right? Again, this is not financial or business advice. These are just general terms for education and entertainment. But on the one hand, you have CapEx, right? Your initial costs, capital expenses for hardware and materiel, we'll call it. Not your ongoing costs, not your OpEx, but your CapEx is everything you have to buy up front before you even get started You stage your warehouse. You have shelving. You got PDUs. You got PSUs. You got motherboards. You might be using PCI Express risers, right? You've got the GPUs themselves. You might have supplemental power that you need to run to everything. You may need to put in fans, of course. You may want to go with a negative pressure system, and so you might have some kind of exotic ducting in order to create the correct negative pressure signature for the room in terms of where you're creating vacuum pressure, where you have vacuum pressure entering the room and where you have it exiting the room, where you're venting all of the heat out of the room. All of the hardware that would go into designing and deploying that room is your CapEx. And then OpEx, right? The ongoing expenses. But you have CapEx, you have OpEx, but part of that CapEx is the labor to set everything up. And if you're not budgeting your labor, you might be selling yourself short. Case in point, if your day job pays you, we'll say the average income in the United States, the median income is about $50,000, $52,000 a year. At least it was the last census poll that I looked at. If that's the average, then you're earning about $25 an hour as the average worker, we'll just say. So you're not just driving Uber, and you're not the CEO of a Fortune 500 company, right? Or a well-known nonprofit where you're earning $250,000 up to a couple million a year, but you're doing okay, right? You're not starving. That would be about $25 an hour. If it takes you a grand total of 100 hours to set up your mine, that's a lot of money. You've spent $2,500 in your time to set up your mine. Have you accounted for that? You need to capture that time back in profit from your mine. Again, I'm not giving anybody advice, but what I will say is that if you're not factoring this into your equation, you're selling yourself short. You're not selling your profitability for your mine short. You're selling yourself short. You're telling yourself your time is worth nothing. So factor that in. All right, so Ken, you're talking about how they get the best performance, that dual GPU cards would have a large value if they still use 4 lanes max. Mossy, I agree. Time is the true currency. We never get any more than what nature and our own habits allow us. And hey, you can pray, but if the God, the universe, and everything don't grant you any more than the average lifespan, then we're on a level playing field. So if Tech Jesus doesn't come to grant us all the rapture of the singularity, then we have a finite amount of that resource. So yeah, guys, Brandon, what you're talking about, sweat equity is the cheapest equity. Yeah, it is the cheapest equity. So do you want to cheapen your own sweat, or do you want to find somebody else who's willing to join in and then offer them a long tail? I would suggest that if you know people who can execute the build out of your mid-scale mine and you can offer them mining profits down the line, that's probably the best way to go. If you can find somebody for whom that makes sense, right? Don't cheat anybody, right? I don't believe in doing other people dirty just because you can. The world has enough of that. It's not special, and and it doesn't improve anybody's life, and it makes you a terrible person when you do it. But if there's somebody for whom that is a genuine step up, then yeah, find somebody for whom that's a genuine step up. Without giving them a handout, give them something to do that helps improve their life. So that might be the way to go. So John, you're saying no problem. You're here to help each other. Yeah, guys, I totally agree. That's what the Discord channel is all about. Mind Your Biz. That's what MindYour.biz was intended to be a springboard for. And that's what this channel is intended to be, is a platform for us to talk about ways to lift each other up. Guys, realistically, again, the small to mid-scale miner, somebody that has fewer than 10,000 GPUs, fewer than maybe 100,000 GPUs, we're not moving the needle of these networks quite the same way that the large-scale miners are. There's really no harm in helping each other learn the best practices. We're not going to destroy each other's profitability by adding a few dozen more GPUs to the network that are hashing correctly. So let's lift each other up. That karma does go a long way, and what goes around truly does come around. All right. Brandon Ford, I hear you there. I do hear you there. As a business owner, you do work for free because nobody cares about your idea and nobody cares about your bottom line as much as you do. So you always inject more value into your business than other people are willing to for free. That said, the laborer is worthy of his or her hire. So if you do have somebody else doing it, figure out something that makes sense for them. Don't ask others to work for free. Again, there's a special place reserved in hell for people who take advantage of other people and their time. But yeah. Roderick, like you're saying, absolutely. There is too much money out in the world to go around cheating people. How's it going to feel when somebody decides to do the same to you? All right. Hey, I see a few people adding, just jumping into the live stream, guys. Good morning, if that's where you are. It's actually afternoon where I am, but good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good middle of the night. I'm hearing some people tune in and lose some sleep over this live stream. Let's jump back into some mining hardware, guys. We had bad news first, which was the press release from SQRL and the delay of the BCU1525 delivery. I got the email the same way you guys did, guy. So this is just bad news all around. And I'm bummed, right? Oh, you guys seen that? That's this is my Google business, my Google apps, little mail signature there. That's me wearing glasses, and then it's a montage of me, my face, composited over my face, staring into the future. Anyway, the future does not bring a BCU 1525 delivery in August. Womp womp. What a bummer. And let's look at what kind of options we have in the meantime, guys. If you have either for yourself or for larger clients that you're working to protect the financial interests of, if you're looking for options and saying, okay, I'm waiting on the BCU 1525 to take delivery. First things first, guys. Don't go hitting up SQRL and saying, I want all my money back. That's how you bury companies. All right. They have a really great thing going. And so does Senseless over at FPGA.Land or All Mine Inc. Don't go running on them to ask for all the money back. Again, they presented a great value and their hands are a little bit tied with supply chain. The worst thing we can do as a mining community is go and say, well, F these guys. I just need my cash. Maybe that describes you. Maybe you absolutely do. And again, not financial or business or investing advice. You do what you have to do. But as for my part, I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm going to go give David grief over on Discord in the FPGA Discord. It's the last thing I'm going to do. So guys, let me, I'll throw that. Eesh. That was not the best. All right. Let's throw that link down there for you, Mohammed. But the last thing that I would suggest anyone do is go run on these companies and give them grief for running into a hiccup. This could happen to any company. I mean, shoot, it happened to me with the dual GPUs, right? These dual GPUs should have launched almost 3 months ago, but here we are. So yeah, there's that Discord link, guys, down in the comments section. You can follow that to join us in Mine Your Biz. Again, we're a community of like-minded individuals, small to mid-scale miners, many of us with small mining home gardens, not large farms, but small to mid-scale miners helping each other get the most out of our investment of time, effort, and money in GPU mining. You know that I'm a huge fan of GPU mining because of the alternate compute bounties as well, guys. Let's talk about that just a little bit today. While we're waiting on the BCU 1525 to ship into the market. Hey, guys, we've got DJ Dave saying hello from China. Guys, give DJ Dave a shout out. The one DJ down in the comments from China. So I don't know if you're upside down with your sleep schedule, Dave, but thanks for saying hello, man. Really appreciate that. So yeah, guys, it's in part suppliers. It's in part possibly market forces from other companies that have jumped in to try to buy up parts that they knew Xilinx would need. This happens. It was mentioned in the comments before, guys, and truth is stranger than fiction. When you have really large buyers that know they can disrupt smaller entrants into the market, what they're doing technically isn't illegal. So to them, it's a game. It's a bummer because we're all waiting to get our stuff so we can mine. So it's a game that sucks for us. But to some of these companies, it's just a game. And they've been playing it for a long time. So that is one of the tools that's used, obviously. And is it happening here? I don't know. I don't want to speculate. all I'm going to say is it's a bummer that the BCU1525 is delayed. Serious bummer. But for my part, they're not going to get a nasty gram from me saying like, I can't believe that you guys aren't shipping on time and you guys need to send all the money back to everybody right now. Just chill, guys. Chill. They've committed to being really transparent about what feedback and what info they get from Xilinx. Let's just make sure that they make good on that promise. That's all we can do is hold them to that promise of accountability to the community, right? And I think if they can do that, then they deserve our trust. And, they deserve just a little bit of time to figure this out, right? All right. Hey, Ray Rawson from New Zealand. We got some Kiwis in the heezy. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. Hey, Dave's saying a little bit of jet lag over in China. Factory's keeping you busy. All right. Hey, guys, do you have a wish list of stuff that you wish you could see at a hardware bazaar from China? What's your wish list of stuff you wish you could see from a hardware bazaar in China? And I'm not talking about like going to Best Buy or going to whatever, the local big box store in the United States or Canada. I mean, like if you could go somewhere where you could find everything from iPhone parts, like legit top to bottom, full stack iPhone hardware, all the way to GPU parts and PC parts and RAM, everything. What would you want to see? So, yeah. Hey, Todd D, thanks for the vote of solidarity there. Thanks for saying that. Because, yeah, I think that the BCU does offer a very unique value. And you guys have heard me go on record as saying it's hard to know what the total effect will be of these FPGAs hitting the network, Acorn especially, as an accelerator versus just being dedicated to one or two algorithms. It's going to be really hard to predict how it's going to affect the profitability of GPU mining. But what I love about GPU mining and where I wanted to go with this live stream is that it's not all doom and gloom. It's not all bad news. And I think there's still a huge opportunity for us as GPU miners, especially in a down market, especially with profits being down, right? Yeah, hey, be right. Yes, GPU fans. You guys want to see GPU fans? Or GPU cooling systems, water blocks? What do you want to see? DJ Dave is, he's in China right now. So I'll bet if we ask him really nicely, he could take some really cool photos for us. So put your wish list down in the comments. So yeah, put your wishes down in the comments. I bet we could see some really weird photos if we ask for them. But tell us what tickles your fancy. What do you want to see? But guys, I think there's always a huge opportunity for us with GPU mining. And you've heard me from day one when I started to hit the YouTube space talking about this stuff. Oh, guys, there he is. He's teasing us again. Dave, don't be a tease. Don't be a tease. You got to make good on this, buddy. We got to go all the way with this, buddy. Show us some cool stuff. Guys, give me your request down in the comments, and we may even be able to set up a live stream if you ask really nicely to see the inside of this bazaar, this hardware bazaar. So, yeah. So ask him and make your request down in the comment section as to what you'd like to see live, possibly, or in some photos that we get from the electronic, Huajiangbei? I'm so terrible. My Chinese is terrible. So, yeah. So, TC, you're asking, what was my takeaway from the meetup with the group? Ooh, guys, is this what we want to talk about? Ohio? Want to talk about what Seth saw in Ohio? Slam that like button. Tell me down in the comments. Give me a number 1 if you want to put your hands up for hearing about what happened in Ohio. And I'll just take a minute to talk about this hardware over here. But if you want to hear me talk about what happened in Ohio, you give me a little, oh, hey, Dave, tell Ling I say hello. And that I hope you guys are having a wonderful time. And tell the little one, it's probably noisy as all get out. Tell the little one hello as well. But guys, let me know if you want to hear about Ohio. So, Ho Chung Bay, thank you. I was struggling there. You were gonna let me drown a little longer, weren't you, before you reached in a branch to save me from totally going under. Thanks. Yeah. So Ho Chung Bay, excited to see what we can see from there, guys. Do put in the wish list of stuff we want to see. So, all right. What happens in Ohio stays in YouTube. Good one, Ken, because that's true. I did go live when I could and talked about what I could. Let me get back to that in just a minute, guys. Right here, it's not all doom and gloom, right? So FPGAs are delayed. Specifically, the BCU1525 is delayed, but it's not all doom and gloom. I have it on good authority that the mining specific cards, we can get our hands on them. And there's still awesome bounties out in the world and in development waiting to hit the networks. SONM, they've reached out and they really want me to try to do some kind of affiliate program. I have not agreed to that. I've declined any kind of affiliate program with SONM, but they're confident that they can deliver something that's going to be worth our while. So that's promising. Render token, they're not far away from being able to launch. Leonardo Render, they've told me privately that they could launch because their product works. I don't know if they're legit. If all these guys are telling the truth, if their claims are to be believed, then we may have distributed GPU compute bounties that go outside of proof of work, blockchain work, right? Proof of work, blockchain mining for GPUs. Now, I'm not saying we abandon blockchain projects. That's ridiculous. What I am saying is it might not be the only game in town if you've got a few dozen or a few hundred or a few thousand GPUs lying around. We may have options, guys, and I'm really excited about that. I think that's really important. A good friend of mine who runs a visual effects shop, and he's a veteran of Rhythm and Hues, Digital Domain. Get this, Digital Domain 1.0, 2.0, and now 3.0, because it's changed multiple times. They've had to transform, right? We'll call Digital Domain Phoenix number 2, right? The current version of Digital Domain. They've done work for Disney. They've done work for ILM. They've done work for every major visual effects studio that you've ever heard of. Hydraulic Studios. They did Real Steel. All these studios, right? And I've got people who do this stuff day in and day out. All they do is visual effects and animation. And they're asking me, Seth, what kind of alternate blockchain bounty can I do with my either with my freelance or boutique visual effects studio or on my home render rigs that have pretty beefy GPUs? What kind of stuff could I do in terms of blockchain or distributed compute to earn some money with my hardware? And I'm excited at the prospect, guys. I'm more excited than ever about GPU mining. And I'm saying that knowing that the acorns are going to drop really soon. But even with the BCU 1525 being delayed, I'm really excited for GPU mining. So, well, Hoji Hung, Digital Domain has been around. I mean, guys, come on. So the Tron reboot, right? That was Digital Domain entirely. That was almost entirely Digital Domain. But that was Digital Domain 2.0, the second version of their corporate structure. And so they made that movie almost entirely single-handedly. Like the bulk of the visual effects shots and all of the architecture of the visual effects shots, like visual effects supervision and planning, that was done by Digital Domain. It's a matter of public record. You can look it up. But yeah, Digital Domain, Rhythm and Hues, big one. But I'm excited about GPUs, guys. I'm absolutely bullish on GPUs for mining. ASICs threaten what we're doing. Who cares? ASICs don't do ray tracing. ASICs don't do rendering of complex scenes for visual effects, animation, and video games. They don't. Not today. And they don't appear to threaten that industry anytime in the near future. It just doesn't make sense for them quite yet. So we've got a huge opportunity there in the near future. So let's look at some cards that I think show some of the best crossover potential in terms of having a really great internal rate of return, or ROI, for blockchain today, and then all of the characteristics of a card that could do well for ray tracing and rendering. I've got, you'll notice, a Google search here for the P104-100, really cool card. I'm excited about it. So Bam Bam is asking, is there a possibility for Acorns to provide a boost in gaming? I don't know. Possibly. It's always possible. The question is, which gamers are going to go out of their way to buy Acorns, especially with us buying up all the Acorns for mining. So I'm not sure if SQRL has an interest in going broad with who they market the Acorns to. They might be interested in marketing them to gamers. I don't know. We'll have to ask somebody from SQRL down the line. Or we'll have to see if Mineority has an interest in selling products to gamers directly as well. So mixologist Milo is saying that you disagree about GPU mining. You say it's not efficient enough and far too much power consumption. Now, for the long haul, mixologist Milo, I don't know. I think I would agree. And you saw me, if you saw the live stream yesterday on Name Sunday Crypto, I think I'd agree for the long-term prospects of mining that all proof of work is wasteful in the long term. If we're talking about planning for 10 years of linear growth, which is not reasonable, we probably need to consider that it's going to be more exponential, that there's going to be some kind of a curve that doesn't look linear at all, because participation in blockchain and in crypto hasn't been linear to date. There's no reasonable expectation that it will be linear in the future. So moving at the curve that we're at right now, all proof of work is wasteful in terms of power consumption. But today, it's also work. That last part of that acronym is pretty cool. It's gainful work. It's gainful employment of the hardware that we have. So Jeremy P is saying, how about the 7 nanometer Vega is coming soon? I can't comment on that. I don't know much about it. So John, also, I guess I promise I won't get too distracted here, but questions here. Blockchain for game streaming services. Something like that even possible? Let's talk about that another time. What I will say is that I've spoken to several individuals who have thought of several ways to keep GPUs profitable and gainfully employed on the networks that we already have established. Miner's Bible is saying, I bet Acorns will be delayed too. Miner's Bible, I think sometimes you show up just to grief me. I mean, I say that with all the love, brother, but I think sometimes you show up just to grief me. Prove me wrong. Show me some love down in the comments. I don't think that SQRL deserves that much pushback right now. And nothing that I've heard. Are we going to get our first phone call live, guys? Is this going to happen? Well, it just might happen today. What the crap? Why can't I see my phone call? Ah! All right, this is just frustrating. Good grief. So I didn't see where to pick up on my soft phone there, guys. If you've ever used Google Voice, you know what I'm talking about. So mixologist Milo is saying Squirrel confirmed delays also on the Acorns. I didn't realize they confirmed delays there. What I noticed here from the SQRL website is the only official delay is for the BCU1525. I'm personally going to wait until there's an official announcement on Acorns before I do any reporting on it, for sure. Oh, hey guys, drop a like down for Myron for being first in the comments. The Indisputed. We'll just call you El Único. There we go. There we go. Yeah. El Único, he came, he saw, he kicked butt with the first comment. So, yeah, guys, I'm not going to make any comment on Acorns being delayed. That sounds like a rumor to me. And I do my best not to indulge in those, as you know. So, yeah, speaking to what has actually been announced, BCU 1525. Wah, wah. But it's kind of out of their control. Let's talk about some of the mining specific cards. Again, I'm gonna bring that up just one more time. So mixologist Milo, I disagree that GPU mining is somehow not profitable. For the long term, again, maybe. It's maybe not the most efficient, but we already knew that. And there may be some problems in terms of proof of work being properly matched to GPUs and vice versa. So you've heard me say that on almost every interview, guys. GPUs are not designed to do this. They're designed to do something else. Multiple other something else's, right? So they're great at doing certain kinds of like neural networks, and they're great at doing rendering and like rendering complex 3D and CG scenes. And they're great at other kinds of data visualization and computation. And when general purpose GPU compute kind of became a common term 10 years ago, GPU, we were kind of expecting that so-called heterogeneous compute, or OpenCL, right, mixed compute, we kind of expected that GPUs would be able to do a lot more than they've been used for. That's a question of software optimization for GPUs. Proof of work algorithms are just one element of software optimization for GPUs. We could make it more optimized. Guys, that's why Canary Coin even sprouted as an idea for me, was to create a proof of concept for how we could make the software better suited to the hardware. So the Faceless Soul asks, also, do you think that some of the coins it gave up on ASICs were paid off by Bitmain? Hey guys, I'm not going to comment on rumors, but what I am going to say is when something walks like a duck and acts like a duck, it might be, it might be a chicken. So yeah, let's take a look. Let's take a closer look at what different networks are doing. And hopefully they haven't just all gone chicken and not stood up to the bullies. So, alrighty guys, let me troll back in the comments to see if there are any other questions that I can answer. All right, TC, let's jump back to that weekend question. What did I see in Ohio? Guys, what I saw encouraged me. It encouraged me in a couple of ways. But I saw closed door sessions with multiple different potential hardware partners, people who had announced the intention to work together. And what I saw was encouraging from both the standpoint of the future of FPGA mining, which, let's be honest, isn't the current reality of mining, but also the future of GPU mining, which, again, the future of it isn't today's reality. But today's reality of GPU mining is that it is profitable today. So I'm excited about that. What did I see that I can talk about specifically? I saw that the SQRL team is committed to the Acorn product. That's cool, because nobody else has innovated in this space. Nobody else has talked about doing a GPU accelerator quite like this. So that's really cool to see that there's a new team sprouting up with new hardware and having fresh ideas and bringing a fresh perspective to the space. That's awesome. How is it going to affect mining? I still don't know. I've been saying that from day one, guys. I don't know what it means. And even after being in some of these closed door sessions with some of these people, I think I can honestly say that they know that they're throwing a hot potato into everybody's lap too. They're throwing a hot potato at all of us. Like, what are you going to do with this? They know they're causing some chaos. And that's cool. It's cool to see things get shaken up a little bit. Yeah, Roderick is super legit with that comment there. Everyone has their price, and if you don't think so, you just haven't been offered the right price. I absolutely agree. My dad used to make that joke, sort of like, they'll start the bidding at $2 million, because at that time, he could have retired on that. But yeah, so yeah, I don't know about the different coin networks, and again, guys, I won't comment on if there are backdoor deals happening there and if people are being offered money. I think that we do the space a disservice when we speak too negatively about people's motivations, because some of it could just be explained by, it really could be explained by negligence. It really could be explained by, in some cases, maybe a little bit of incompetence, or just not paying attention in terms of projects having certain goals, just not being focused on the things that we're focused on, and maybe being possibly even a little out of touch with core constituencies. Older projects like BTC, nobody would expect Blockstream of going on record and saying, you know what, we want to make sure that BTC is GPU mineable again. That'd be the craziest thing in the world, right? And nobody would expect Roger Ver to go on record as saying, like, you know what, GPU miners really matter to me. No, that's just not happening, right? So, hey, XBitCo, I've applied a little bit of transparency to my image. It seems like this is getting to some people a little more than we expected. So, sorry, Sethception here. Watch. You guys want to see something amazing? Amazing! Going to adjust my filters. Do my chroma key. And decrease... Oh, nope. It was on my color correction. Increase my opacity. My opacity dad. Throw on another color correction node. And pop my contrast back up Change my pitch up. Bring my contrast back up. Here's a throwback. And drop my saturation just a little bit so I don't look freakishly like Donald Trump. And do I need a hue shift? No, I don't look green either. There we go. Alien Seth. Mmm, tasty. No, there we go. A little bit less. My skin actually has a little bit of an olive tone to it, so that ought to do it right there. Okay, so it's not a perfect green screen, but we're a little better. Yeah, a little less freaky, a little less creepy. Good. Okay. All right, guys, so yeah, I think that GPU mining has a really great and rich present, we'll call it. How long does it have? I'm not going to make any predictions. So, hey, Gerald, how you doing? Is that San Antonio crypto? Oh! You feel free to correct me in the comments. So, Jeremy P., I agree. There are going to be all kinds of weird hash rate fluctuations from unexpected sides of the network. So, guys, P104 miner, this kind of hit my radar recently because a close friend of mine said, hey, Seth, what if your community were interested in some of these? I might have overstock. Now, if you were in the Discord today, then we had an in-depth conversation about that, guys, so you know the full story. But that kind of took me off guard. Oh my gosh, Gerald, I'm terrible. South Africa is definitely the place to be. San Antonio is terrible. I didn't say anything remotely not to that effect. Also, you know, that's a lie too. Riverwalk in San Antonio is pretty awesome. You should come visit sometime. Okay, how about that? You give me the tour of Cape Town, I give you the tour of Riverwalk in San Antonio. Deal? Deal. Okay, so guys, I'm excited about this. The P104, it came to my attention that there are, they're out there, right? You can find them on eBay for $500, right? You can find them at other retailers for a lot more when they stock them. Not going to name names, but you already saw the name there. This is the Gigabyte model there. Asus makes one as well. It's a mining-only card. Zotac makes one, and MSI makes one. But you're seeing the prices here. This is when they debuted. When they first hit the market, they were quite a bit more. And you're looking at a hash rate. They're asserting that the hash rate will be up to 40 to 41 mega hashes per second. Kev, how are you? Thanks for stopping by, brother. Good to see you in the comments. But the P104 does pretty darn well. Oh, Myron, you're asking me to close each show with what the best coin to mine is. You know, for today's show, let's go ahead and do that. I can take a request. That's great. So, Ron Turkey, you're saying you're seeing P104. No, okay. I'm going to need a link for that, Ron. I'm going to need a link. Give me the link extension from Amazon so I can see that. I really need that. Yeah. Hey, Myron. It's so nice. You said it twice. So, but Ron, go ahead and give me a little link extension. Give me the link suffix rather, so that we see exactly where that is on Amazon, because I'd love to see that. I don't know where that's the case, but the P104 is a pretty amazing piece of kit. So, among others. All right, guys. There I am live. Man, I ran out of links. What am I going to do? I'm out of all the links. Let's just check what to mine, guys. As you know, these are base numbers right here. These are sort of baseline numbers. I'm going to add a new data set right here and throw in P104. Kev, I agree with you. 41 mega hashes per second would be awesome for Ethereum. So let's do this, and let's put in a single 1070 Ti. And as you see, unmodified, it says it's about 30 mega hashes per second. I think we can do a little better. Yeah, so Roderick, you're saying, make me cancel my order I just put in on Amazon. What prices can we get on that overstock? Hey, you guys, you can thank Ron for saying you can find them on Amazon for $360. I don't believe that, because I believe I've checked on Amazon and haven't been able to find them on Amazon for a reasonable price, let alone actually at all, really. So P104, so P104-100 is what I would look for. Yeah, Gerald, I agree with you. You kind of have to. Oh my gosh! There it is, the Asus. No, sorry, it's not. It's the 470. Oh, there it is. For $900. Womp womp. Yeah, so Ken, you're right, but then you have to populate a couple of slots to get an increased hash rate. One of the things, there's an efficiency of having a certain number of slots occupied or populated and getting a total system hash rate up, guys. And then the hash per watt, total efficiencies, right? There's kind of a sweet spot, guys. You've seen me on my live streams and on my spreadsheet really talk up the GTX 1060. You see me talk up the RX 580 and the RX 570 as well because of that efficiency. So there's a long tail of profitability ahead of you, right? So yeah, so Roderick and myself are both saying, sorry, Ron, we're not seeing that. So I can't talk about that too much. Yeah, it's okay. Hey, you know, Ron, it's easy to make a mistake. And for that search, the top entry is the RX 470. So it's quite possible that that's what popped up, and maybe that was the first thing that caught your eye. It would make sense that Amazon would be a lot better about showing you only stuff for which you've searched. I can tell you this, Kev's Crypto Channel, or Kev, good to see you. Yes, on eBay, what we popped open before, that $4.99 USD card, this is the MSI. It looks like the MSI housing, yep, and MSI fans. That's $500. And so the friend that reached out to me was like, yeah, we can do better than that. So I know that we can. But as you can see, it is GDDR5X. GDDR5X. Why is that special in today's world? Oh yeah, ETH enlargement. So ETH enlargement can work on GDDR5X cards. There may be a little bit of extra something or other that is good there. And Gerald, I agree with you. 1060s are amazing on, on souls per joule. Yeah, on souls per joule, it is an amazing value. The GTX 1060, really hard to beat. I had somebody who they really struggled when it was clearly demonstrated to them they were going to get better souls per joule on a GTX 1060 than they would on the 1080 Ti. But that's how that works. Yeah, so for $500, gosh, who said? Roger, what you're saying? Yeah, get a 1080 Ti for that price. Well, let's take a quick look. I don't know exactly which price you're referring to, but guys, if you have a really good source for 1080 Ti, or I can look up a really great price there. So what I think I'm hearing buzz about with the 1080 Ti, these are not great prices here, but the 1080 Ti, from what I understand, can be gotten for under $700 now. This is not the best price, of course, but it's a good indication that it's a little bit less. So Kev, I'm sorry you're only getting 19 to 20 megahashes per second on your 1060s. You should be getting better. We'll have to talk about that sometime. Maybe we can troubleshoot live, but you should be able to do better on a good OC undervolt scheme. But 19 to 20 is, in my book, unacceptable for a 1060. It should treat you better than that. But we'll address that another time. So, yeah, guys, for the hash rate, you may be getting better than, let me just pop open a basic calculator here. On the 1080 Ti with ETH enlargement, you're going to do possibly 55. Let's go ahead and let's divide about 700, unless you guys know there's a better price, about 700 by 55. Looking at almost $13 per megahash. Now let's go ahead and take the proposed, I don't know, we'll call it 500 divided by 44 megahashes. Oh, what's this? So your dollar per hash, just getting bang for the buck out of the way. Not even talking about efficiency yet. Oh, okay, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, with the crap memory, there's only so much you can do, but we may still be able to troubleshoot, get a little better than that. I really do believe that we can. So, guys, I mean, I just did the math right there. If you think I've done that incorrectly, you go ahead and tell me. But I've divided the dollar amount by the number of megahashes per second. And it's clearly $1.50 less, almost $1.50 less per mega hash to go with the P104. I do think it's a better value. So Andreas is saying that the 1060s depend on the memory used. You can get some that are doing 23 mega hashes, but you bought 6 of them and you're only getting about 19. That is a bummer, guys. It's a real bummer. Sorry to hear that. I still think we could possibly help you do better. So we're going to have to do some live troubleshooting on that. See what we can do. So Roderick, you're saying you can do about 659 for the 1080 Ti in Amazon. Let's go ahead and let's redo that math, right? So 659 divided by 55. This is the best possible today, guys. And you're looking at about $11.98. Still almost exactly 12 per mega hash. Do I really have to do the math again? So $11.98 per mega hash, even with the best possible price on a 1080 Ti, versus the worst possible price on a P104, divided by the max theoretical mega hashes per second. You're still doing better in your bang for the buck. And the efficiency is better on the P104. It is a mining specific card, guys. Mining specific card. So Justin, you're talking about resale value. Do I have to reconsider resale value? I don't think I do. I don't know that I do. The question is, how long do you want to take to earn money? So what I'm proposing, guys, is that when you have a mining specific card, that you know will work well for alternate bounties, and you can hit your break-even point. It's actually possible to hit a break-even point. There are times where that makes sense. And you've heard me talk about this increasingly in the recent weeks and months. With mining, get your rigs to work for you. Don't worry about what your backup plan is. Or if you're really worried about having to do a stop loss, then maybe consider hedging your bets some other way, or hedging your purchases some other way. So, Dave, yeah, who really resells their card? All the eBay scams and returns. Hash till dead. I agree. Guys, you saw me with digital gold on Mystery Mining Mondays. And what did Jared say about his HD 7800s and HD 7900s? Has he resold those? Are they over in a landfill today? Or are they still mining 5 years later? He's still mining on them, guys. You will be too, if you stick to the program. Keep mining on those cards. I've still got some HD 7900s. I've still got some R9 280Xs. They're great. Keep on mining them till the fans fall off. And when the fans fall off, replace the fans. You do whatever it takes, guys. Do whatever it takes. So, yep. So Brad Cahoon is saying, can it be used for real work, rendering? That is the big question, because I haven't done tests here. But they have all the characteristics. The P104s have all the characteristics of a card that should be a top performer for the benchmarks on Render Token and Leonardo Render. I'd like to talk to these two projects, and I'd like to ask them very specifically, very pointedly, that very question, Brad. George, thank you. Though I don't think that my beard is quite as nice as the Colonel's. So TC is saying the GTX 1080 Ti, the ICX gaming for $650. Let me run the numbers one more time, guys. One more time. Let me run the numbers. So Kev, which are you asking about? Who's got experience with 1080 Ti's or with P104, P102, P106? Because I have worked with P102 and P106, just not P104. P104 is kind of elusive, guys. I don't know. Is anybody here in the comments actually mined on the P104? Go ahead and give me a number one. Throw your hands up there so we can see. So I'm with Kev as well. I am the warranty, guys. Who here does their own IT? You are the warranty. Or if you have somebody in the warehouse, they are your warranty. Let me do the numbers one more time, guys. 650 divided by max hash rate. This is best case scenario, guys. Best possible price with best possible hash rate. $11.80. Again, worst possible price with best possible hash rate, on the P104. You're still 50 cents per mega hash ahead. And power consumption for long-term, air quotes, OPEX gains. Guys, remember what OPEX is. I'm not going to be insulting. I don't want to insult anybody's intelligence. You might not be familiar with that word, though. Operational expenses, ongoing costs. So consuming a lot of electricity or having to cool your warehouse down because you're having to pull off excessive heat, or running additional fans because you have so much heat going that the TDP of the card is not served by the installed heatsink and fan. So driving down your OPEX is one of your goals in designing your mine. The mining edition cards are designed to give you the best possible long-term bang for the buck in OPEX, right? So even if you buy them at a bit of a performance hit, in the long run, you're going to do better overall through smaller power consumption, right? Smaller power consumption figures and better overall TDP. So an ability to pull the heat off the heat sinks more efficiently. So, all right, guys, I ran the numbers one more time. You tell me, did I get something wrong? Tell me in the comments, did I get something wrong? If the 1080 Ti, best possible we can find on the market, is $650, and the P104, the worst price I can find, actually, that's not the worst price. I didn't see the other worst prices before. So what I'm saying is my buddy who reached out to me, he's asserted to me that we can do better than the price that we see here. If you were already in the Discord chat, then you know that we've done better. So, guys, what we're asking about now is this versatile? Yeah, it depends on what the application is, right? If you only want to use it for mining and then gaming, yeah, potentially some of these are less versatile. Some of the P104 cards, however, were designed differently than the P106 cards. What do I mean? Let me bring that up because I think this is important to note. That some of the models, I believe that the Asus, not the Asus, is it the Asus or the Gigabyte? Not the Gigabyte. It could be the Asus or the MSI. They actually do have mini DisplayPort leads behind the heat grill. So behind the shroud there in the heat grill. So you may have it. Crypto Pope, you're asking about warranty. So warranty, I believe, because they're going to be brand new in bulk packaging, should be whatever MSI's warranty is on the P104. Am I offering some kind of enhanced warranty as a group buy? I don't think I can. But I think it's going to be whatever MSI already offers on those. So let me see if I can find any info on that, guys. Warranty. I'm searching live. Searching? Well, Gigabyte has theirs listed. Let's take a look at that, see if we can get maybe some indication. Microstar. There it is, the MSI. So I've been playing a lot of Wii games lately, a lot of Nintendo games lately. So if temporarily out of stock. Oh, this is totally a third-party website. Oh no. I keep doing the Mario voice because I've been playing with my kids on Nintendo. Come on. Snap, are we live? Yes, Eric Dobkin, we're live. I can't believe I did that live. I mean, I wouldn't want to do anything really, embarrassing and say burglar live. That'd be bad. Be really bad. Nobody tell Kev as I'm sort of doing his thing. I don't think I've got it down. But you tell me. Could I be Kev for a day? Could we just, switch positions? And you could be me, I could be you. We could do that, I think. Could be wrong. Don't know. Guys, I'm not finding the direct site. I'm really sorry. I wish I had. Yes. All the air applause. Sweet B-Rise like, oh yeah. Heat, move, no! Yeah, Eric got it. Yeah, Kev, all I'm going to say is blame Mike Myers. He has like ruined everybody in the United States because we all think we can channel Scottish. We think we can channel our Scot brethren from across the pond. We can't really. It's always it's a sad attempt. Oh dear. You know, I'm not seeing a product page directly for MSI, guys. Amazon. Ooh. Set of 6. Buy online at a low price. Low. Oh, it's Asus, though. That's weird. Did it say? I could have swore it said... No, I totally clicked on it blindly. It did say Asus. Oh, dear. Okay, so there's... No, Shopee.sg? What the heck is that? Oh, my gosh. Product page. Yes, it is live. And yeah, don't worry, guys. I don't have any kind of sordid search history. It's not gross. There we go. All right, I've got the forum page. Watch. It's going to be everybody like complaining. It's going to be all the complaints, guys. So I'm just going to warn you in advance. That's what forum pages always are on the manufacturer's website. So, you know, manage your own expectations here. Oh, come on. Good grief. Yeah, I don't think we're going to find it here. Let's just check to see. NVIDIA, where are you? Show me. Yeah, we're not going to find mining parts here. I don't think. Let's just double check, perhaps. So CryptoHub, you're saying P104, 44 mega hashes, 3-month warranty. 1080 Ti, 55 mega hashes, 3-year warranty. Your P104 price would have to be very good to make up for lower hashes and lower warranty. Here's the issue, though, CryptoPope. If it comes to light that you have used your GTX 1080 Ti's for mining, or you have not purchased them through a prime distributor, meaning Synex Labs, Ingram Micro, is it Tech Data or Ma Labs, then you don't get your warranty anyway. Your warranty is void. You don't even get 3 months. So it's kind of. Yeah, that's a reality. So guys, we have to be realistic about that. If it's possible for you to get a warranty that you know you can maintain, absolutely go with the warranty. That's great. It's like free money, right? As a business owner. However, again, you don't get that warranty directly through a prime distributor, and you can't show a paper trail, which is actually harder in our industry. Then your warranty is shot. It's just gone. Guys, that's real talk. It's just gone. Ask me how I know, because working to establish an e-commerce solution for this, the e-commerce providers don't even they won't even allow you to use their merchant payment services without an invoice from a prime distributor. So it's kind of a weird landscape, kind of a really weird landscape as far as doing group buys and as far as getting the best possible value around across the board. So yeah, no, you do pay more to get a longer warranty. And that's part of why the decreased cost on P104 parts and on the mining parts, that's kind of why there's a decreased warranty to go with the decreased cost. I ran the numbers already, guys. The bang for the buck is in favor of the mining cards. Yeah, so Miner's Bible, I appreciate you griefing. You're the best. Yes, EVGA may cover in 100% of the situations. I would definitely double check before you buy a bulk quantity in bulk packaging without retail packaging to be absolutely sure that's the case all the time. I think I'm informed. I could be wrong. I'm the first to admit when I'm wrong, guys. I mean, I don't know. So, guys, you're always welcome to spend more and get a 3-year warranty if that's what you want to do. And you've seen me recommend that in the past. If that's what you want to do, that's totally fine. But yeah, I'm not even seeing this part number on the MSI website. I don't even know where we would find public info for the MSI part. we know it exists. It's a very elusive part, that's for sure. So, yeah. So Eric is asking about what about Chinese manufacturers like Colorful, etc. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about them. I really don't know. So, yeah, clearly we've got in the forum, we've got plenty of breadcrumbs to show more about it, but I don't know that we actually have the full info there. Oh, dear. Well, guys, I mean, again, lest I am totally publicly drawn and quartered, thank you very much, just talking about this stuff. I'm just a messenger. If you don't think it's a value, you're always welcome to go whatever direction you think is best for your mining. Again, this show has only ever been for your enrichment. It's only ever been for your entertainment and education purposes. All I'm saying is that I have access to a large quantity of them. So if it's not a benefit to you, then shoot, it's not a benefit to you. Yeah, I don't know what official info I can find on the MSI part, though. I wish that I could find better info. I just don't have much better info. Well, Crypto Pope, I don't know what to tell you other than I'm disappointed in some of the comments too. Guys, I'm trying to talk a little bit about all of the different news that has happened lately. So, yeah, there you go. I wasn't sure what throwing a login out the window meant. I appreciate you clarifying there. Logic, I don't know that I've thrown logic out the window, guys. I mean, I've definitely gone on record as saying that if you feel like the warranty is the best possible way to go, then by all means go for it. But what I'm saying in terms of experience in trying to set up the group buy before for a bulk order of 1080s, it got really messy. It got really hairy when there was not a manifest from a prime distributor, and that seemed to affect warranty. Again, if you know from personal experience, because you've been able to set up a group buy in large quantities, by all means, by all means, tell me what that and where that comes from, and qualify your statements instead of just throwing out accusations about logic being lost, guys. By all means, if you want to buy stuff from Amazon, you can do that too. So, yeah, Brian, let me kind of qualify what I'm talking about in terms of the P104 in that, yeah, right here, I think I agree. 500 is a little bit too much, but I know that this source can do better than that. So if that's the worst case scenario, that's why I ran the numbers that way. Again, to use logic as the basis for that argument, I've run the numbers 4 different ways, guys, and I've shown you that even at $500 for one of these cards, you're still ahead in terms of bang for the buck. In terms of the OPEX, so the OPEX in terms of the decreased operational expense of using a mining part, it still makes sense. Guys, you see Carter from BBT running primarily mining parts in his mine. Do you think he's lost the top of his head? I'll wait for an answer. It's okay. Go ahead and tell me in the comments. So if you think that Carter has totally lost the top of his head, then by all means, go tell him in his live stream too, that he's lost the top of his head. He's no longer functioning under a core basis of logic in order to deploy his 2500 GPU mine. But I don't think he has lost the top of his head, guys. With all due respect, I do this as a community service. I do this to try to foster community and improve the general IQ of the mining community. I don't think that Carter is wrong to use mining parts. I really don't think he is. And yeah, I think that there's room for different approaches for sure. So what you might find that for your business, especially depending, like if you're a small time mine and you're doing, say, less than a couple hundred cards, then absolutely. You may find that the best possible way for you to hedge as a business is to focus doggedly only on the warranty. And I've promoted that in the past. If you've got a smaller operation, you do whatever it takes to protect your business interest. So, yeah, and I agree with Ron also. So, Roderick, nope, sadly, it's not the price that I can get them for. So, yeah. Yeah, Vorn, that's a great point there. Think of the children, guys. Good idea. Guys, this is what I had for you. I'm sorry that for some it was a disappointment. I truly am, because it just seems like there's a lot of malcontent in the comments. I don't know what to tell you other than that sometimes we can all be a little bit salty. I mean, I think I can forgive you if you can forgive me for just presenting what I thought would be good content today. But, yeah. Bad news, BCU1525. What I think is the general good news is that GPU bounties are only getting better. So Acorn is going to be interesting when it ships. There are still cool parts out there. I just happen to have a lead on one. If it's not cool for you, that's fine. No skin off my nose. You know that I do this kind of stuff as a community service. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Appreciate you hitting that subscribe button, clicking the bell icon so you're notified when I go live. Appreciate all the likes and all the love across Twitter and Reddit. Appreciate your anonymous donations, guys. It's super cool of you to do that. As you know, I don't take sponsorships today, and I don't take bounties for doing the interviews that I do with the different coin projects that I interview. So your support and your enrichment is the reason I do this. I love your face, even when you think that I've lost the top of my head. All right, guys, I will see you in the next one.
It's your birthday. Happy birthday. It's your birthday.